This week on The Splash, we explore great works of art. Then we learn about some things to look out for. And later we get an update on the construction on Orchard Lake Road. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything from local news to feature stories, all so that we can bring you the latest from the greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash. Welcome to The Splash. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin, and as always, thank you for joining us. HotWorks recently held the 15th annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show at West Bloomfield High School, featuring many talented artists from around the world. Splash reporter Lawrence Nyland has the story.
Whether you dance to the beat of a different drummer or were just a fan of unique creations, the 15th annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show was just the place for you. This year's event was held for the first time at West Bloomfield High School, and by the looks of the turnout, it may be coming back. Our own Sheena Monnin and Samana Sheik were on hand to broadcast live on 89.3 WBLD. Close to 150 juried artists brought their talents to West Bloomfield in what is consistently voted one of the top 10 art shows in America. The fair featured eclectic works of art from various genres, including painting, metals, jewelry, clothing, and mixed media. Some 18 awards were given to artists at the fair, with two of the big winners being $500 Award of Excellence painter Georgia's Sidney Carter and Tecumseh's own mixed media artist Brenda Singletary, who won the $1,000 Best of Show prize. And if you missed this year's event, mark your calendar for the 2018 Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, which will take place on July 28th and 29th. Reporting for The Splash, this is Lawrence Nyland.
Thanks, Lawrence. There was so much great art at this year's show, and we can't wait for the next one. For more information on the 15th annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, visit civiccentertv.com/art show. A crime can happen anywhere and at any time, but there are steps that you can take to prevent becoming a victim of a crime. Splash reporter Tyler Kieft has the details.
Approximately once every 4 seconds, a property crime occurs in the United States. However, there are ways that you can protect yourself from many common crimes, such as larceny.
Larceny could happen anywhere. It could happen in parking lots. Theft could take place within any type of retail store. So those types of things happen pretty much all over all communities.
One of the most important elements of personal safety is keeping conscious of your surroundings, which is why Chief George urges residents to follow his triple A's of personal protection.
Very simply, I'm going to give you the triple A, which is to be aware, alert, and to avoid. Number one, awareness is all you have to do is watch the news each day, and you have a pretty good idea of the things that are going on. Although that may be more major, people are aware of larcenies, things that could be taking place. And then the next thing is to be alert. By alert, I mean you want to know what's going around you. You don't want to be walking, for instance, in a parking lot with your head down and straight ahead. You want to be able to look. You want to be able to move around your surroundings, certainly 180. So you have the first two. Well, if you see something that doesn't look right, then it makes sense to avoid it.
As always, you should reach out to law enforcement if you feel unsafe. Remember, if you see something, say something.
We're only as good as the information we have. We're each individual's one set of eyes compared to a number of people that may be seeing it. So don't think that something doesn't mean anything or we're not concerned. If you think there's something to it, give us a call. We're the ones that'll check it out, and if it's okay, then that's fine. If it's not, then you've given us the information we may need to stop another crime.
Reporting for The Splash, I'm Tyler Kieft.
Thanks, Tyler. That's a lot of very helpful information. For more on how you can protect yourself in public, visit civiccentertv.com/personal safety. Still to come, we will get the latest on the Orchard Lake Road construction project, and later, we give you an update on all of the fun events coming up in Greater West Bloomfield.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV. And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin. We now move on to this week's Splash Traffic Update. We sent reporter Samana Sheik into town to speak with local officials and residents on the current status of the construction on Orchard Lake Road.
This week, for your local construction and traffic update, I interviewed Chief Patton from the West Bloomfield Police Department and a local business nearby called Upnug. Let's take a look. Recently, the construction on Orchard Lake Road has progressed from workers installing the sewer installations to a clay grade. The clay grade is the sub-base level of the road. It's supposed to help maintain more durability for future streets. This will prevent any small cracks in the road and keep road conditions better for upcoming years.
I think we're going to have obviously better, wider roads, less bumps, less potholes to navigate maybe during the off seasons. So that's always a good thing. The road plan down there, particularly between Orchard Lake and between Maple and Northwestern, will eventually be a very narrow median with 2 lanes north and 2 lanes south. So from a crash management standpoint, we're looking to minimize potential conflicts.
During construction projects, especially one as large as Orchard Lake Road, safety precaution is always needed.
Be more mindful about people that are working along the side of the road. Traffic stops and starts, so pay attention so you don't bump into the car in front of you. Wear your seatbelt and don't get distracted. Put the cell phones down. If the kids are talking in the back too much, have them calm down a little bit too. So I said requires really elevated alertness and awareness.
Safety is a major concern for all residents using Orchard Lake Road. Local businesses such as Upnug, a senior care agency that helps serve the needs of the elderly Southeast Asian community, has been affected by this construction.
With all the lane closures, especially from Farmington and Maple, I would have to take Farmington all the way down to Walnut all the way to Middle Belt to avoid even the Orchard Lake Road. So it was adding to the commute. But now with Maple open up again, it's like cut down my commute in half. And even though my commute was only literally 10-15 minutes, but with the construction, it was causing me to get to work about 25 minutes, half an hour. My assistant, he lives in Farmington Hills. It was taking him even double that time.
This business cannot wait for the new clay grade's completion on Orchard Lake Road.
I think if we can, properly allocate funds and properly get the right foundation for the road so that there's less potholes, that will be, of course, less damage to cars, and it just kind of stops the cycle of having now to go to Bell Tire and go get your tires fixed or what have you. So I think if they can do a proper infrastructure, I think that'll be beneficial to all.
After the clay grade is installed, construction workers will focus on the gravel installation. Reporting for The Splash, this is Samana Sheik.
Thanks, Samana. And if you'd like to stay up to date on all the latest traffic reports within West Bloomfield, you can visit wbtownship.org and click on the Road Constructions Updates tab on their homepage. Now it's time for another episode of Sidewalk Talk, where I asked Greater West Bloomfield what makes for a bad hair day.
My hair gets frizzy and curly, and I hate it.
It's usually just not cooperating. It's either not curling right or it's too straight, and I usually just throw it back in a bun, throw a hat on, and keep it moving.
I have curly hair, so when I wake up, it's kind of going all over the place. We're talking frizz. You know, yeah, my hair gets kind of curly and frizzy when the humidity goes up, so that's a bad hair day for me.
But normally it's it won't curl. That's it.
My hair is going all over the place, so wake up in the morning sometimes, have that bedhead look, and it just stays that way for a long time. So,
on a bad hair day, my hair is usually dry. I hate that. So usually when it's dry, it's hard to get it to do what you want it to do. So I put on a wig.
Well, if you look at my hair right now, there's some grays sprouting up, and I need to go get my hair done. So.
I would consider a bad hair day when I know I need a haircut and I'm driving home with the windows open and my hair is like in my face. That's a bad hair day.
When you're having a bad hair day, what exactly is your hair doing to make it a bad hair day?
It's very frizzy. It's like wires that are, just sticking up over my head. It's horrible. So I use this comb often to keep it tamed and under control.
I never have a good hair day, but it's worse on some days than others. So what makes it a bad hair day? Probably humidity, where it's excessively curly and doesn't appear to be combed.
It is sticking straight up in the air, blowing all over.
Usually going out in multiple directions and kind of creating like a bonsai tree. I would say that'd be a good comparison, yeah.
It's hilarious.
Oh, it can get frizzy, but I wear hats every day. Yes, every day. I love hats.
Awesome. It looks good on you, too.
Thanks. This right here. This is a bad hair day. That's why we're camouflaging right here, and we're holding our head high, so it's hidden.
If you ever see us on the streets of the West Bloomfield area, stop by and say hi. We'd love to have you be a part of Sidewalk Talk. It is never fun to have a bad hair day, is it? But if you'd like to see some of our other fun and interesting questions on the show, you can do so anytime and anywhere by visiting our website at civiccentertv.com/sidewalktalk. And now it's time for our Civic Center event update, where we provide you with all the latest that's happening around Greater West Bloomfield. And if you'd like to stay up to date on all of the following current events yourself, you can visit civiccentertv.com/events. Let's get started. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is currently holding a national health survey in Oakland County through August 26, where randomly selected residents can participate in the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. The data collected helps lawmakers and physicians develop public health policies and expand health knowledge on a national level. Each person may represent up to 65,000 people of similar age, race, ethnicity, and gender. Participants are compensated for their time and will receive a free health and nutrition evaluation. For more information, please visit cdc.gov/nhanes. The Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission wants to hear from you. Log on to gwbcable.org and fill out the Cable Commission Community Survey and tell the Commission how you feel about your local programming. Complete the short survey and you'll be entered in a drawing to win gift cards from some of your favorite stores and restaurants. You must be 18 years or older to submit a completed survey and to enter the drawing. On August 9th at 7 p.m., the Marshbank Music Series continues with Phoenix Theory, one of Detroit's most sought-after cover bands. Join West Bloomfield Parks on the Concert Hill at Marshbank Park for a night full of renditions of all of your favorite tunes from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. This is a free concert and food will be available for purchase from the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield. For the first time in 26 years, a rare total solar eclipse will take place over the United States on August 21st. Learn all that you need to know from NASA's Solar System Ambassador Ken Burton on August 10th at 7 p.m. at the West Bloomfield Library. Burton will explain what eclipses are, how to safely observe them, as well as why this eclipse is so special. No registration is required. On August 11th at noon, come out to the Orchard Lake DNR public boat launch and learn how to properly wash your boating equipment. DNR experts will help you prevent the spreading of invasive species in our waters. And you will also learn how to identify the species that are most likely hitching a ride on your boat. This event is free of charge. On August 12th at 10 a.m., get the dirt on composting with help from the experts at English Gardens in West Bloomfield. In this class, you will learn how to turn your yard waste into rich organic material that will make your lawn greener and the plants in your garden grow faster. This is a free seminar and no registration is required. Also on August 12th, beginning at 1 p.m., join Spirit of Grace Church for their community yard and bake sale. The sale will take place on the church's front lawn and there is no fee to enter. Table rentals at the sale will be sold for $10. This event will be held rain or shine. For more information, call the church office at 248-682-0770. At 10 a.m. on August 12th, join the West Bloomfield High School Marching Band for their car wash. All of the proceeds will go toward funding their trip to the Bands of America Regional Competition in Toledo this September. You may prepay for your car wash for a donation of $10. Additionally, you may donate food, drinks, and supplies for the event or donate your time as a volunteer. For more information, visit wbbands.info. If you are interested in seeing and learning about vintage cars, join the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society on August 13th at 1 p.m. for their Vintage Cars Open House at the Orchard Lake Museum. All are welcome to bring their vintage cars to showcase in the parking lot. Permanent exhibits will be featured as well, interpreting local history and culture. This event is free of charge. On August 13th at 3 p.m., come out to the Main Library for Music at Main, where the All Directions Band will be performing. This quintet performs R&B, classic Motown, jazz, rock, and blues music, so there's something for everyone. This event is free of charge and no registration is required. On August 14th at 7 p.m., it's time again for Temple Shir Shalom's Food, Fun, and Fireworks. The festival begins with an evening of family fun, great food, and plenty of games, and will commence with a spectacular fireworks display. You can buy your tickets online at www.shirshalom.org. Tickets are $25 for adults, $12 for children, and free for kids under 5 years old. From 10 a.m. to noon on August 14th, join Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence of our very own 14th Congressional District at the Returning Citizens Fair at the Samaritan Center in Detroit. Congresswoman Lawrence encourages everyone to come out and speak with vendors who are looking to help returning citizens find gainful employment. For more information, call Congresswoman Lawrence's Southfield District Office at 248-356-2052. On August 15th at 7 p.m., renowned Star Trek author, producer, host, and archivist Larry Nemecek will be at the West Bloomfield Library to speak about the 50-year impact of the hit television series Star Trek. Nemecek has operated Trekland, a fan website, for nearly 25 years. Hear from this authority and speak to other Trekkies at this free event. No registration is required. And that's all for now. However, if you're looking to find even more events going on in your neighborhood, then be sure to follow us at civiccentertv.com/events and look up our events calendar, or watch us here for more information on everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area. As we head into the break, stay tuned, because afterwards I'll be talking with Alison Vaughn, the founder of Jackets for Jobs.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV. Now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Sheena Monnin, and my guest on the show this week is Alison Vaughn, the founder of Jackets for Jobs. Alison, thanks for stopping by the studio. It's always nice to have a local West Bloomfield resident come visit us.
Oh, sure. Happy to be here.
Thanks for taking some time out of your very busy schedule. Now, for those watching who maybe haven't seen you in and around West Bloomfield, wandering the streets, you are an expert on so many things, but specifically on how to allow people to find a job, retain a job, get a promotion. You're basically a job expert. Can you tell us a little bit about what does that mean? What is it that you do?
Sure. I'm a success and style coach, and I am the founder of Jackets for Jobs, as you mentioned, and I have been doing Jackets for Jobs for 17 years. I have been assisting job seekers not only to get a job, but to keep a job. And now, since opening our doors, we've assisted over 20,000 individuals with employment. And I think because we've been doing that 17 years, part of our success is our partnership with TJ Maxx. If anybody, I know all the people out there love TJ Maxx. It's a great store. And so they come in, they volunteer, TJ Maxx, the store donates their clothing, the employees donate their time. So that's what I've been doing, just workforce development and styling and helping people become successful.
Now, Jackets for Jobs is a nonprofit, correct?
Correct.
Yes, and you service men and women who are looking for jobs, looking for work.
Right.
Now, besides TJ Maxx, is there anything that fellow West Bloomfield residents can do to help such an important nonprofit that is bringing value to the community the way that it is?
Sure. We're always asking people to clean out their closets, donate their clothes. We always say someone's future is hanging in your closet. And so just clean out your closet, you can donate, and then not only donate clothing, but you can donate your time. We're always looking for people to act as personal shoppers because a lot of our clients do not know how to put a suit together. They don't know how to put the blouse with the suit or put the accessories together. So we're always looking for people that are just looking to donate some time, that like fashion and like giving back and helping see people look good to go out for a job interview.
Fantastic. About how many people do you think have gone through your program so far?
Over 21,000 people.
Wow,
I'm really, really proud to be able to say that we've put a mark on over 21,000 people, helping them get a job. Yes.
Wow, that's so impressive. I love it.
Thank you.
And this organization is based in West Bloomfield, but I assume it goes beyond the borders as well, possibly into Detroit and other areas?
Yes, so we have 2 offices in Detroit, one on the east side of Detroit and one on the west side of Detroit, and people can go to our website, jacketsforjobs.org. But yes, I am a West Bloomfield resident, but the offices and the people that we help are the disadvantaged, underserved population of people that need help.
That's so awesome. I love it. Now, in addition to your Jackets for Jobs nonprofit, you also are a successful author, and your most recent book is Ms. Gold Digger.
Yes, Miss Gold Digger. I absolutely love it. This is my second book. My first book was titled Inspired Style, and then I did this book, Miss Gold Digger. And so I like people to actually see the title because if you say it fast, it's a play on words. They might think gold digger, but it's a gold digger. And the purpose of this book is helping women navigate through life, trying to help them find their goals once they know their goals and take whatever they're trying to do to the next level. So this book talks about dressing like a CEO. Talks about networking because your network determines your net worth. And so we want to make sure that you're networking with the right people. And then I also talk about a little bit about myself in the book, but it's talking about etiquette, style. It has a lot of great tips. And they can go to Amazon.com to purchase the book. And they can get it on a paperback as well as on Kindle.
Fantastic. It sounds like it's just jam-packed with useful and essential information. I love it.
Thanks.
Now, speaking of something that's essential, when we are going into a job interview, for example, what is one staple that you would say we have to either bring with us, act like, or say in that setting?
Well, self-confidence is so important, and a lot of times people just do not have the self-confidence. They think that they're either not worthy of the job, or they just don't feel like they can get the job, or they feel scared because of the competition when they're applying for a job. But they just have to have more self-confidence, believe in themselves, smile, feel good about yourself. And so that's what this book is all about, and this is what I tell my clients. Dress professional, put on a conservative outfit, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a skirt suit. You know, you can have a pair of nice slacks on, a nice dress, but just whatever you're wearing, you want to feel good and feel confident in what you're wearing.
Absolutely, and I bet that's a message that everyone who goes through your Jackets for Jobs feels as well. Just in conclusion, can you go ahead and let those viewing and let me know again one more time, where can they find more information on Jackets for Jobs and your book?
Oh, sure. They can find more information on Jackets for Jobs. Go to the website, jacketsforjobs.org. We love people to volunteer. We love people to volunteer their time, their talents, whatever resources they have, we love for them to do that. And as far as the book, they can go to Amazon.com or they can go to my website, AlisonVaughn.com.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for stopping by.
Sure.
We really appreciate your time
I've enjoyed
here today.
talking with you.
Great, thank you. And once again, everyone, Alison Vaughn from Jackets for Jobs. Now let's head over to another of our recurring segments called A Minute with Nature, where West Bloomfield Park's naturalist Lauren Azuri will be discussing the difference between warm-blooded and cold-blooded animals.
Hello and welcome to Minute with Nature. I'm your host, Lauren Azuri, the park naturalist for West Bloomfield Parks. We're outside our nature room today talking about endothermic and ectothermic animals, or more commonly known as warm-blooded and cold-blooded animals. So warm-blooded animals, for example, birds and mammals, can control their own temperature. So internally they're able to make themselves stay warmer no matter what the temperature is around them. Whereas our cold-blooded ectothermic animals, like fish, amphibians, reptiles, and some insects, they depend on their surroundings to regulate their temperature. So if they're in a cold environment, they are generally colder. If they're in a warm environment, they're generally warmer. That is why a lot of times you'll see reptiles like snakes sunning themselves on a black asphalt that absorbs heat, or you'll see turtles sunning themselves on a log because they need to get warmer. You'll also notice with ectothermic animals, those cold-blooded animals, that they're more sluggish and slower moving when their environment is cooler because it does affect their muscles, and when their muscles are colder, they move slower. That's another difference too, is how they spend their winter. So warm-blooded endothermic animals, if they're not able to survive during the winter, they go into hibernation mode and they do like a long, deep sleep. Whereas cold-blooded animals like reptiles and amphibians, they do what's called rumination. They slow down completely. They almost have an antifreeze in their blood that keeps them surviving the winter under those below freezing temperatures. And that's the difference mainly between endothermic and ectothermic, or warm-blooded and cold-blooded animals. And that's your Minute with Nature.
Very interesting. Thanks, Lauren. And for more information, visit civiccentertv.com/MWN. And now it's time for our final segment on The Splash called Person of the Week, where we recognize those within the community who are either inspiring or providing toward others. And this week's recipient is Thomas Knuth, the park manager of the Adventure Park at West Bloomfield. Thomas Knuth is responsible for maintaining one of the greater West Bloomfield area's hubs for summer fun, the Adventure Park. As the park manager, Thomas oversees a staff of people from in and around greater West Bloomfield and makes sure that every resident that steps into the park leaves having had a great time, a great challenge, and, you guessed it, an adventure. But even beyond the adventure of the club, Thomas strives to give park patrons an experience interacting with West Bloomfield's beautiful natural land. He hopes that, given a safe and fun experience at the heights of our town, residents and visitors alike will grow an appreciation for what is around them. Thomas's dedication to maintaining the Adventure Park status as a fun, safe, and beautiful place for West Bloomfield residents and guests to visit shows that his role as park manager goes beyond business, which is why he is our Person of the Week. And if you happen to know someone who is providing a service to their community, then let us know by sending an email to thesplash@civiccentertv.com. We want to congratulate those who are making a difference in our area, and we appreciate all of your suggestions. And that's going to do it for us this week. But remember, you can watch new episodes of The Splash this summer, every other Monday at 6:30 p.m. or throughout the week for replays. You can also watch every episode online at civiccentertv.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter @CivicCenterTV, on YouTube @CivicCenterTV15, and on Facebook under CivicCenterTV15 for more information. For all of our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Sheena Monnin. Thank you for watching The Splash.